Welcome guys, finally got around to reviewing levelhike's take on a HDMI adapter for the much underappreciated gaming console but very much a gem, the Sega Saturn. I recently did a restoration video on this console. Now it finally looks like a nice OG white one that I've been after for many years. Personally, is one of my favourite looking consoles released. Anyway, back to the main topic. Levelhike is known to be a simple, effective, affordable way to get a HDMI output on the older gen consoles to work on these modern TVs. Providing an HDMI signal output, a built-in upscaler to 720p to bypass any problems with these newer TVs not accepting any input signals lower than 720p, and a 4x3x16x9 switch on the fly. If interested in this item by the end of this video, just to quickly mention that the links are in the description. Later compare some captured footage with the original cables and see if this is actually any good. Before you do, simply tap on that like and subscribe, just help out a lot and is very much appreciated and just keeps my channel and this content going. Now let's head into what you get with levelhike HDMI adapter purchase with a quick unboxing. And here we are, just all nice and compact in this box, and we've got some details there on the side. So it's all compact in this little plastic bag. Let's put that aside, give this an open, and we have a micro USB cable, which is just more than enough to get power to this adapter. And there's a good length to that. We got a HDMI cable as well with each unit, so that's nice, at a decent length. And then we have the adapter itself, so that's protected as well with a plastic sleeve. And let's have a good look now at this. So we got the 4x3x16x9 switch, so you can change that around to fill your screen or just have it as original output source. We got the HDMI output then, which is good because then you can always add adapters to this. Each one does have its own serial number, so any problems you can always get in touch with them with this warranty that is provided. Now to set this up is pretty simple to do so. Let's just turn this around the back, and this is the adapter. Let's connect the micro USB, and then you want to put the USB end into a USB power. I always set that up to my TV, so it turns off then when the TV turns off. Much safer option. Then plug in the HDMI cable like so. And then the other end obviously goes into the TV. So you must have power to this adapter to get a video and audio output signal. Now that I have this connected to my Elgato capture card using the original composite cables, this is what it looks like. Of course, I got to show you some Saturn exclusive title, Panzer Dragoon 2, no HD port out for the newer console, what gives like. And just to mention that this video is captured and then converted, uploaded, and then converted again to YouTube. So quality is not exactly the same as the original source, but enough to work with to show you guys. So using the original composite or even an S-video cable onto a HD screen is affected even slightly worse than what you would see on a CRT TV, just because of the digital nature of things. As you probably could already see, it kind of looks like it has a general smudge or even a slight blur effect to it, and the whites and blacks are just terrible. It just has a dim look to it, and the colours are just lacking in vibrant. As mentioned before, those cheap composite to HDMI converters just imitate that same signal and pass it through, creating the same quality, but perhaps a little bit better with the brightness due to the HDMI characteristics. Now let's see the same game using the same console, but just using the levelhike HDMI adapter, and soon I'll just do a side-by-side comparison. For me personally, the jump is like night and day. The adapter is tapping into the analog video output source more efficiently and converting it a lot better than what you would get for those cheap adapters. I presume it resembles more like if the Saturn natively had an HDMI output. Visually, a huge jump in its clarity, and those colours are just popping, making the Saturn even further accessible to play in modern times. That reminds me, I not too long ago did a video on collecting and getting into the Sega Saturn in 2022. Links are in the description if that sparks your interest. Now let's do a side-by-side comparison, which I'll just run for a short moment so you guys can get your own judgment. As mentioned before, the adapter does provide a 16:9 switch on the fly, so you can fill your entire screen edge to edge. Some people love that, but most of these games in this generation were designed originally in 4:3 ratio, so you're just stretching that image and making some of these sprites and game look a bit fat. Panzer Dragoon is a rare case in this matter. In the options, you will find there's a widescreen mode, so switching this to 16:9 does work out pretty awesome. Here is another short side-by-side sample I thought to provide of Dynamite Decker by paying good attention to the clarity of the font of the main menu, not that weird faces that you see in the background. Man, they're pretty trippy. There's a lot more colours to compare in this video, so you can get a better understanding. Man, this game is still fun, and I can really tell where Shenmue and Yakuza titles got their first inspiration. This was originally planned to be a Streets of Rage 3 sequel. Apparently they still had to use their Die Hard film license agreement to use up, so that's why this game ended up being Die Hard Arcade over in the UK and in the States. Last but not least, here is Darius Guardian. You will find that there are different results with different games, and some of them are definitely better because of the original resolution output. Much like the N64 console and the PS1 in that same generation, you will find that games either had a 240 progressive output or even a 480i, 480 being a higher resolution. There's only a minor number of these compatible with the Saturn, and when they are in 480i, they do provide a better, higher quality picture. After testing this out for a good while and catching up with some missed Saturn gaming time, I noticed on the more vibrant colour games like Street Fighter Alpha for example, it does apply a slight boost on the red colours, and somewhat coming out of more of a pink colour. Most TVs should be able to overcome this minor problem by in the option selection. On my TV I just turned down the red colour tone, just ever so slightly, somewhat of a fix to this problem. It was only really showing on these minor vibrant games. All in all, very happy with this product, and it will be in my permanent setup, hooked up to my 5-in-1 HDMI adapter with the M Classic connected to the output. There are of course some alternative adapters out there. Most of them that I have seen are these all-in-one converter box that when tuned correctly can provide a great picture. A lot of more fiddling and steps and cables needed to just get your picture onto your TV, so bear that in mind. But I would really love to get my hands on those to give them a good testing. Also, I have seen a couple of cheaper adapters out there, but a lot of them have not been recommended. Still, I'd like to give them a test. Well, as always, thanks for watching, and if you liked it, hit that button. If you want to help and support this channel, click subscribe, leave your comments below, and I'll catch you lot on the next video.